opinion about it. That's my personal opinion about what they should be doing. But that's really not what we're here to decide.
Well, the findings that you have before you are appropriate for you to make a decision, and I agree with staff. This is a private property rights issue between these two homeowners. The board shouldn't be weighing in on that.
Right.
The prescriptive right issue, easement right issue is a conflict between them. It's not something that the board needs to be getting involved in. And I think the arguments that Mr. Carter makes are very creative, but I think he's stretching it. I mean, you definitely have to deal with the public view shed, but when it comes to the dispute that's before you, and in terms of interfering with private views, that's a dispute between these two people.
So you feel you've reviewed the findings and you think the findings are appropriate for
Yes.
the associated action?
Yes.
So you would also support the staff's recommendation?
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, that's the way I'm seeing it, and it doesn't, and I'm not necessarily really enamored with this fence idea or what, should it be 3 or 6? I mean, both parties have come and said that they're embarrassed, so I would like to tell them just go, forget the embarrassment, go away and fix the problem, and don't come back and see us again. But that's not something that I feel that we really have the jurisdictional authority to do. So I don't see that we really have much of a decision here. I think that we have to support the staff's recommendation. It's not even what necessarily my personal one would be, actually. But I think it's what we're supposed to be doing, and we're going with the technical aspects of the situation, and we're going with the findings. I don't see how we could rule any other way with respect to the findings. I mean, I just see it as a real, as Mr. Lynch has said and Ms. Nadella said, it really is a property dispute between two landowners, and it isn't about our personal opinions about who should have the view shed and which parcels and what, and if it's a wraparound fence or 3 or 6 feet. It's gone through the process, and I think we have to uphold it.
Other comment from the board? I have a couple comments. In reading the memorandum from Neil Leitner, project coordinator, dated July 8th, first paragraph, the project is not located within a designated highly scenic area. Last sentence on that same paragraph, the fence will not obstruct public views. Halfway down through the second paragraph, the project is not visible from the wall of River Point Park. Another sentence, the fence is not visible at all from any other portion of the Sonoma County Park. Frankly, I could care less what Sonoma County can see in our county. I can't regulate that. And the last paragraph of that memorandum, second to last, therefore the proposed fence does not need to meet the requirements of Chapter 2.7-2 of the Walla Town Plan. I have other things to do than be settling disputes between neighbors. I find, in my regard, that in asking questions in regards to existing fences, etc., to me, a person does have the responsibility or the right to protect his property. And I've heard continually that the property right of the view is not within our purview today. Is that correct, Council?
In this context, yeah.
In this context?
Yes.
And so I really don't have any choice in this matter. So that's my comments. Supervisor Colfax first.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr.
Well, I'd just like to make one point, and I bring this picture here up here, this one with the, if it was proposed to put wire on those posts, your view, you could see right through it, probably wouldn't affect it. But when you put 6-foot redwood pickets on it, in effect, it's not really a fence, it's a wall. There's a big difference. If they was to put, like I say, hog wire, chicken wire, any type of wire materials on that fence, this picture would look pretty much the same. You wouldn't see You'd still be able to see right through to the ocean. But when you put 6-foot redwood pickets on it, it's more of a, what's the difference between a wall and a fence? It makes it more of a wall than a fence. So if they could agree to put wire on those posts, I think it would, maybe it would meet everybody halfway. I'd like to throw that out there.
Well, and I'd like to kind of retort that. If you put a wire on that fence, vegetation's going to grow up and it's going to block it completely. If you take a look at this picture, there's a very poor sight view through that vegetation.
Yeah.
And if that vegetation grows up, and as an example, these folks' son recognized that and went and cut down some bushes because it was blocking the view even more than the fence would, it substantiates my argument. So I think the vegetation blocks the view even more than the fence would.
But we're talking about the fence. I was just trying to propose something that would maybe bring both parties halfway to a
I
reasonable
certainly
solution.
understand that, and I wish they'd thought of that before coming to us. Supervisor Colfax.
I can't resist saying that I wish the chainsaw had not been kept there on the property. Maybe we'd avoided all this. But I will